the Barcelona City Council told me that they're not looking to reduce tourist numbers. They're looking to manage the flow of tourism. And this is a phrase that I'm increasingly hearing more of, managing the flow. Is this a feasible solution towards the future? In some ways, it sort of feels like having your cake and eating it too. But is it possible to manage the amount of tourists that, say, go to a place like Barcelona?
Absolutely. There's all sorts of tricks one can do to manage tourists, to visit, to disperse the visitor through time of day pricing, seasonal pricing, and so forth. The Chinese are masters at adding capacity and managing flows. An example is the giant Buddha in Lashan, China, where everyone comes for the Buddha, but the municipal government built an enormous attraction adjacent to it under the same admission that kind of disperses the visitor over this large park. That's just one example. Barcelona, to me, is a very unique problem, because the problem there is that the visitor wants to go to a place that the residents love and adore. It's their favorite district with nightclubs and bars and cafes. And so everybody wants to go to the same small area of Old Town. So the dispersion would require quite substantial strategy to make that happen. But in most of the world, there's tremendous opportunity, again, to just develop more capacity in and around sort of the core areas that people really want to visit in the world. Demand is not going to go down. The Asian tiger is such, and the growth of the middle class, and so many of the economies of the world with 8 billion people on the planet, the demand is here to stay. So capacity needs to increase, and management approaches to disperse the visitor must improve dramatically.
So in that way, do you feel that, say, further protests that are being planned, will they have any impact? Will governments have to sort of listen to the residents as well when they talk about how they're going to manage tourism in the future?
Well, I think when you get to the degree of frustration and anger that Barcelona residents feel, that the local politicians will have to listen at some point and continue to take steps. But they just have a very, very, very difficult challenge there, because they like to blame the cruise ships, but because, there are a lot of cruise ship passengers coming in, because if you take a Western Mediterranean cruise, you're going to Mallorca and you're going to Barcelona. So there's an issue there. But Barcelona is attractive. Visitors come in many forms, many transport arrangements. It's a highly attractive destination. They need to find more ways to disperse the visitor over broader parts of the city and the metropolitan area. And again, it's really kind of a core zone. That's the greatest issue of sensitivity. So that's a very difficult one, in particular in Barcelona.
And it can be